And we are back. So I think y'all had just caused a meteor storm. Basically.
Yes.
What's next on the agenda?
Well, we have to go meet the Emperor Atsis.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Although
I want,
think
I want to look at these rocks.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Do you want to? Are you like consulting your knowledge, or are you trying to like work out something about the current situation?
Are they still magic?
So like these rocks, some of these rocks fell from the sky, right?
Yeah, they were flying through the sky. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna sit down next to one of them and like place like my hand against it, even though it's like still on fire, right?
Yep.
And I'm gonna commune with Shobi and try and figure out what this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Is
I'd
that
like-
a specific thing?
I think that's just, I mean, divine guidance?
Yeah,
Question mark?
that was what I was wondering. What are your precepts?
I mean, it says here that the precepts. Right, so one of Shobi's domains is knowledge, which is what I took, and then the other precepts I used were stargazing and stuff. So I think I do look up at the skies as well, like seeing where these things come from and like seeing if they're like related to the stars, and like maybe I start drawing like a constellation next to it to be like, does this line up with the angles of how they fell or something?
Cool. You're granted some useful knowledge or boon related to your deity's domain. These are both of earth and sky. They are and they are stones that have some, like, they have some special significance to Shobi, right? Because they are from a time when earth and sky were not as separate as they are now. When rock and air and fire did not quite know the difference between themselves, and so Shobi, like, the reason that you were so capable of like holding back the skeletons is not because they were scared of you. It's because they obeyed you when you invoked the name of Shobi. Because they were like, they're bound to her. These stones are bound to Shobi.
So like I think after like Aphon gets up, they mention something about the links between Avio, Ollie, and Shobi feeling strong here. And yeah, they stand up and say, "Shall we get going? I believe we've gained all we can from here."
I would like to try spouting law.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, cool. The stone hot, stone like lightning good for this stone.
I thought I might know something because one's in my head, but apparently not.
You know what death offered.
Shall we progress then?
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm feeling a little rough right now.
So we camp and then progress tomorrow?
We should probably
Yeah.
move up this field at least.
Yes. I'm not so sure about being surrounded by all these bones.
In the bone zone?
Though I have a possible solution for how we could deal with this, though it may take time.
Do you
Ash,
deal
can
with
I-
what, the bones or the crystals?
I mean,
So that they are Give me a second. I will, because there's a bit of way. They're not crystalline. They are
Sorry.
yeah, they're actually very rock-like. What's the best way?
Kind of like dark meteorites.
Magnetite. With like lines through it. So yeah, like dark, black, kind of matte rock. Similar to pyrite, but not pretty.
Shall we just go back to? So there was a bridge over the river. Shall we just hang out there?
Sounds like a plan.
Bridge over the river?
You described the bridge at one point. No, I believe it.
No,
They gave it by a rock.
that's sorry. The bridge that I was describing was there was once a bridge over the chasm on the way here that was made out of the same kind of stone, and it fell in, and so that's what came here, and that's why it was flying through the sky because it came a long distance.
Oh, I see.
That's why it's on fire.
Right. I put things together in my head now. That's
Yep.
That needs some journaling.
Yeah. But you can easily find a safe place to camp a little way away from here without having to do like a travel or anything. If you were to head upstream a little, you would probably be able to find a place that like where the water were a bit fresher as well.
Let us do that.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like Cammy is leading the camp.
Make it a camp.
Is everyone consuming a ration except for the druid?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. In which case, Cammy, you're rolling 2d6 plus 1. Anyone helping?
Yes, Ro is using fire to clear a space of any, greenery.
Ah, that's cool. I like that. Do you want to re-roll one, Cam?
Disagree on it being cool.
Awesome. So that becomes an 8. So everyone gets one action.
Did we decide how many hit points I came back with?
No. You don't come back with any hit points. You are on 0 when you...
Right.
And let me check. It might be 1. It's either 0 or 1. And I'm happy to look that up for you.
Well, I am going to have a death nap and regain my hit points.
Yeah, no. Yeah, a stable character stays at 0 hit points, but is alive and unconscious. So you should have been unconscious, but I think we've effectively decided that like people who last breath out do not become unconscious. They're either dead or not.
Also, there were like necromancy things involved, so like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I think. Let's see. Okay, I think I have one. I think. I'm gonna do a moment. Let me make sure I have character names again because I forget them a lot. Okay. I think I'm gonna walk up to Ro and like hand back the little medallion thing and be like, I can't take this.
Why not? It's a
Because
sacrifice.
you made it. It's a thing I did not find or steal or procure this myself. You gave this to me and I do not take handouts.
It's not a handout, though. It's a sacrifice.
I don't understand what that means.
So, the chain, that's the deer that you killed. And the feathers they're mine.
Explain better. And she like thrusts at you again.
He is going to reach under his cloak, wince, and pull out a feather that looks just like the other ones, opalescent and white.
Can you turn into a bird?
No, they're just mine.
So you are not giving this to me.
It's a sacrifice.
Okay then. And she like slowly puts it in a pocket. I just have stares at you for a few minutes. Or not minutes, like moments.
So Ash,
Yo.
Ro is going to be staring into Mari's eyes.
You have a move for that.
So I do.
It triggers.
So, let's see. When you gaze intensely into somebody's eyes, you may ask their player, what fuels the flames of your desire? They'll answer with the truth, even if the character does not know or would otherwise keep this hidden.
Oh, fuck. So what exactly am I telling you again?
What fuels the fires of your desires?
Survival is like the thing she would say if someone asked. I'm personally unsure if what a deeper motivation, if there is one, would be. But I think fear would probably be like a thing that she's unaware of that she feels, but is like in constant like fight with. Just like a general fear of the world at large and a constant need to show that she is stronger and scarier than it, possibly by eating it.
Okay, so as soon as he does this, he will get smaller looking, like cowering in the face of this fearsome predator.
I think she just narrows her eyes more, and like her eyes do the whole like sideways blink alligators do, and like zoom in out slightly, and then she'll just like slowly back away. Yeah, I was just doing a moment thing. That was my XP.
I like it. Yeah. So it sounds like the two of you did one of you listened and one of you shared a moment.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Sounds good. There's a gang of magpies outside my window looming at me. Kemi, Turi, Aphon, what are you doing in this camp phase?
Turi is regenerating.
What does that look like?
It's just resting. Maybe somehow magically putting her bits back together.
That sounds cool. Aphon, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I think Aphon's gonna like sit down, look at their hands and like the new like burn scars they have on them from like the collection of scars they have around their hands, and just like dress it and tend to the other wounds they have, and then just like sit in the water like the lake we're at and just like go to sleep in it.
Cool. All right. Is that resting soundly or
Recovering HP?
Oh, recovering hit points. Yep, sounds good. Cool. All right. I think the next morning you're woken by the sound of like a kookaburra laughing in the dawn, as if the outcome of they'd just heard about the things that had happened the day before, and that it was some great joke that was very amusing to them. And and that as the sun rises, they cannot contain their laughter.
Well, I think there's a stone thrown at the kookaburra.
Yeah, it immediately stops and like squawks and like flies off.
Quick question. For purposes of how what happens when I level besides taking a move?
You take a move and you increase one stat, like the big number, by 1, which might change one of your modifiers or your hit points.
I see. Let's see if that would no. Cool. I bumped my wisdom up to a 16.
Cool, nice.
I also leveled up and bumped my intelligence up to a 16.
Cool.
Wow.
And for the people at home, I took camouflage from the Ranger's playbook, meaning if I sit real still, nothing can see me.
Yeah. What did you take? Bro?
I took the move Ogdru Jihad, which gives me ritual from the Wizard playbook, essentially.
Sick! Yeah.
That's some good shit.
That's some good shit. That's gonna be, because like that's gonna be the thing that gets you like way closer to unfrogging people. Awesome. Yeah, what happens?
We head off towards the shipping containers full of wood, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I better commune first, at least.
Yeah. Yep. What does your commune look like this morning?
So yeah, I don't think Aphon gets out of the water and just like I think we get like an image of like reflected like a bunch of stars like circling them as they just sit there and slowly chant.
That's cool. I like it.
Oh no.
I still have the Foretell Destiny aligned trait. So I'm going to do that again.
Go and cast magic, find out destiny.
Ten finally on that.
All right. So is this for traveling or for finding, or for like what you find at the destination?
I think it will be what we find at our destination. And they will have more or less effect than I wanted it to. So we're confident on where we're going, but what's going to happen when we get there?
Yeah. I think...
So I already know that we're going to be touched by the Emperor and be turned to ash.
I think you know what happens if he does that, yeah. If he does that thing.
I guess instead it could have unforeseen side effects in that.
No, let's go with the original one. I think you see the sun go down in the like afternoon, right? And cast light into the like the like storage space. And as you do so, like it's as if it's as if Atsis had never been there. Right, like he's standing there, and then the sun like almost like makes him disappear.
Huh. What does that mean? I guess we'll find out. I will put this in my brain box for further use.
Sounds good to me.
Who wants to lead the group?
Sure, if no one else volunteers.
Cool. You have rumors to go on, so you have +1.
2d6 plus 1. That's 4.
You rolled 1.
That's 1d6.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. I
Roll another.
I am doing the thing. That's much better.
Excellent.
10.
So yeah, you approach this great warehouse beside the river, where and like I think the first thing you see, because you're like traveling alongside the river, I don't think Turi has ever felt sunburn before, but like moving along in like during the day to day definitely had like a weird feeling of sunburn, just on the back of your neck. But eventually yeah, whoever is like at the front spots like a little dock, a little like place where a barge might have once tied itself in this river. And from there you can see a great warehouse, some 100 meters on each side, and inside there are like big wooden crates and lots and lots of like big shelving and things like that. And in the shelves there are these big, what's the word I'm looking for? Sleepers of wood, and you can smell and like as you approach, you can smell that dry, dusty wood smell. This place is not. This place does not have a lot of like moisture coming into it. It's probably only like the big like sliding doors are probably only like a meter open, rather than like they could be like much wider. But I think someone has managed to move them enough that they can get their things out and no further. And yeah, the whole place is dark and dry, and I think you can see like little like particulate floating on the air, and I think from inside you can hear just like a kind of exhausted, gentle sobbing.
So
I sense his magic.
Yeah, this big Magico Taimo.
Yeah, I was also going to ask if I could use my second sight to detect magic.
Yeah, definitely. Deep in the recesses here of this this ancient building, there is a figure of some strange magic, a figure between worlds or similar that is hidden amongst the shadows.
So it's super dry and flammable and dark in here.
Mm-hmm.
So Ro is going to reach into his mouth and pull out a flaming spear.
Cool. Roll to defy danger.
With what?
What do you feel like is appropriate for not setting the entire place on fire?
I would say probably dexterity.
Sounds good. Your carefulness. I mean, yeah. Immediately, as soon as you pull, as soon as you pull it out, you notice that like it starts to like catch on the little particulate in the air, and starts to like flame bigger and bigger, and starts like guttering these large flames off of it. You can put it away if you want before any further trouble happens. But otherwise, it's going to cause a conflagration.
It's just fire. I'm just gonna, keep it under wraps. Pull it all in.
What does keep it under wraps mean?
Well, magically pull in the fire as it starts guttering bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sounds good. In which case, I'm gonna need we're gonna roll that again later to see if that when you get into a situation where that's like more appropriate, it's gonna be awesome. Cool. When you get into a situation where it's like more flammable, you're gonna need to use like Constitution, Strength, or Wisdom to like pull it in.
So for the burning brand move, I rolled a 10+, and so I'd like to remove the dangerous tag from.
Nice, excellent, good job. Then that solves it.
Yeah, and also add thrown and near.
Yeah, excellent job. So yeah, at least now you have a light source of some sort.
Do we want to call out to this guy or go up to him? I would like to dramatically stand in the door and just yell, "Atsis!"
I'm 100% behind this.
The crying stops.
Can I cast light into the room?
I mean, yeah. What does the light spell do?
It creates. I believe I'll just link it. An item you touch closes darkening light. So I'm gonna like touch my hammer, and like blue crackling lightning basically surrounds it, and it just starts glowing.
Cool. Yeah, and yeah, like you can see some way in, but like without venturing in, like the light from the spear and the hammer doesn't go far enough to get to like the back of this huge like warehouse. I don't have a word for that means anything for people who are outside Australia. I'm like a Bunnings, but like that's not a thing that means anything to
Home Depot.
Is Home Depot like Bunnings?
I know what a Home Depot is, though.
Like a Costco.
I know,
like a Costco.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A giant concrete building, a giant concrete rectangle full of shelves.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, like a Canadian Tire.
Costco works. Costco works perfectly.
But full of logs. I think Turi will call out again, saying, "Atsis, we have come to witness your sorrow."
Are you still standing in the door?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think anything happens.
Can I sense him moving at all?
I think you hear I think you get this weird sound of like a background hum sort of sense. I think everyone gets this like a lower version of like a lightsaber being just humming, right? Like yeah. Just very, very low background, like just I want to see in the back of your ears. Like or the back of your neck or something like that.
Do you know how that feeling when like certain music will like feel like it's crawling in your brain?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like crawling in like the back and just sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like nails on a chalkboard, it's the opposite. It's like a low thrum.
Mm-hmm.
I think Turi will progress further because she can sense where he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think she's worked out that he's moved forward, right? He's come towards you, but he hasn't like come all the way.
I'll move out of the light that's coming through the doorway.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you move forward, I think he's standing in the center of the thing now. I think he's now standing like in the middle of the warehouse. And yeah, I think as you're walking forwards, you spot his face in the darkness. I think he's played by Sir Patrick Stewart. And yeah, he looks incredibly sad. And just stands there still. And I think as you approach him, he like holds out a hand, not pointing and not begging, just like in a half point, half like gesture. Like the hand is loose, but it's held out, with like the fingers only half extended.
So Sir Patrick Stewart, but of what heritage? Like, should I connect to them on an elven?
No. I don't think there's much elf in him. That's not really a thing.
But they are clearly ancient.
Yeah, very, very old. Back when elves and humans were more distinct from one another. Even. Because like modern peoples in this game,
yeah,
it's all blurry.
What sort of magic is then?
An echo of a form of thought.
That's my jam.
He holds it up. He's holding it up at like. As you get closer, like he's leaning into this reach more, and like yeah, it's at like almost at face level, right? Like,
sorry to take the center stage so much here. I think Turi will reach out and like meet the hand, the grip, as it were,
mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Yeah, and I think he like weeps soot, and is like,
I also do this.
Yeah, I think he weeps soot and says to you, "Oh, blessed, what a terrible thing it is to be blessed like me. That Shobi would turn her face toward me and offer it not and offer life not as a gift but as a curse."
Aethon walks into the room.
You still holding the hammer?
Statement. Yeah.
Yeah. The hammer, you can sense the hammer, Turi, because you can feel the light against you, and it almost like it feels hot. The light feels hot against your skin. And there's like a cower back from Atsis.
I think I will hold him steady.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he doesn't like leave or anything. He just has that moment of like cowering. And he and like yeah. I don't think you could see this with that before the light, but his eyes are like completely cataracts. And yet he turns and like looks blindly towards Aethon, and there's like and is like, put that thing away.
As you wish. And yeah, I dispel it.
You're standing in darkness. Only the slightest light from the like other end of the thing silhouettes faces. And he's like, thank you. And it's like, it is bearable, but unpleasant. What is it? And I think he says like, and is like, so, servant of the fickle mistress, what is it you come to me for? You bring
I come to learn of your tale.
Yeah, cool. He's like, my tale. I was king of all that I saw, and now I am this, a monster, a wretch. Do you bring me this one so that I may keep it as my companion?
That will depend on how you act in the face of our warden, our mistress.
Yeah, and he's like, and how am I supposed to act? There can be no knowing her whims, her fancies. Why would she give me? Why would she raise me up from my rest, if not to torment me in this way?
Perhaps it is a lesson. I shall try and figure it out. I would like to use guidance to know what Shobi wants me to do in this situation.
Doesn't sound like you do. The spell?
Remember the
spell.
The river was of him knighting you and telling you to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks.
So are you gonna cast the spell then? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
What does it look like as you cast the spell? Like, what do you do to like?
I think I just grab like the center eye, which probably has like a blue stone or something in it, and just like look at and like start rubbing it, and just like start muttering under my breath about like the sky and how this emperor and his vision, and if the sky deems him worthy.
Yeah, roll the move. Roll the cast a spell move. Alright, what do you want to choose?
I'll have the spell revoked. So until I communicate, I can use it.
I think Aphon sees Atsis sat upon a throne, and a dozen figures with blinded and masked in similar ways to and probably including Turi, leading not like armies, but like bands of folks out into the forest, and behind them the forest turns into ink and forms a great pool reflecting the heavens.
I take a knee. I say, my lord, it appears Shobi offers me great guidance in serving you. You and I will do great things.
He's like, yeah, and I think he's like, yeah, like there's a moment of like confusion across his face, and then like acceptance, and I think he holds out his hand and says, perhaps in time, but I am not a thing that is worthy of serving for in this moment. I have no sword to knight you. I cannot rule over all the light touches if I cannot stand it upon my skin.
Then we shall find you a blade and a way to survive the harshness of day, so that you may walk among us once again.
It's like,
Yeah,
what's going on?
I think Mari just fucking flees this shit.
Yeah.
I don't think she signed up for this or wants any part of it.
Sure.
Like I think she doesn't say anything because the sort of like fight or flight thing kicks in, where usually she's very much like, cool, I'm big enough, I can beat or bite the thing and they'll be good. No, it's just turn into a bird and get the fuck out.
Yeah, cool. Ro, you see this because you're still like further back with Mari. Like,
I think she drops the amulet too that was given to her. Like in her panic.
Wow. Yeah.
Ro is actually going to be marking the ground with his burning spear around the entrance to this place. And he's drawing on the power of the Cinder King.
And what is that? What's the intention there?
To keep all things that are burnt and dead and gone in this place.
I mean, yeah. So are you casting a spell?
I am performing a ritual.
Right. So here's the thing: ritual requires a place of power.
Yeah.
I'm like, and like as GM, this is not a place of power specifically.
Even with the king in it?
Yes, even with him in it, because it is not the point is that he like the point is that he is a small thing hiding in an unmagical place.
The spot where he rose would be a place of power.
Definitely,
not necessarily here.
The bone zone, place of power. The chasm, place of power. This is specifically an old ruin. Right? Like it's specifically not that. If you want to set the whole place on fire, it's very flammable. But it's not a place that you can channel.
Well then, he's going to realize, these marks are just marks. He's going to grab the amulet and shove his spear into a nearby pile of wood and book it.
I love it. Cool. Great.
The vision I saw when we got here, so the first vision was him reaching into us and turning us to ash.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second vision was him standing outside, the sun setting, and him disappearing.
No, him disappearing when the sun hit him.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's my... Okay, so he can't actually go in the sun.
Nope. I think the like wood goes up very quickly, and I think the two of you turn to like look, and by the time you look back, I think Atsis is gone.
Gone, but I'm holding him.
I think you probably do. You want to like defy danger, and the danger is him disappearing?
Yes.
Sure.
I would say, like, you look back and you were holding him and you just have ash in your hand.
Yeah, like strength or like wisdom?
Wisdom, I think. Never mind.
Yeah, he's gone.
That's annoying.
So you're in a warehouse that's on fire.
We should leave before we end up in ash in a more literal sense, rather than just being of his servants.
Yeah? I guess we just... Do we have to define because we're leaving kind of as we notice it? Are we?
Yeah, if you're leaving as you notice it, if you're not like dallying around looking for him or whatever, then yeah, you can just you can like bail out if you want to as the thing goes up in flames and just let it go up in flames.
Let's let it go up in flames, but I want to hang around until it's gone. Because if it's nighttime, he might still be around.
Sure. So like yeah, you managed to like get out of the warehouse. Is Rose still around?
I don't think so.
Cool. In which case, it sounds like we're actually at the end of the session. You don't see him when night falls if you hang around waiting.
I kind of want to maybe put the fire out because people rely on this.
How are you going to do that?
Magic?
Sure. What does that look like?
So, is there still a river where the
Yes,
barges
there's a river
go?
right next door. This is where they used to load the load and unload the big logs.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like dried up or moved or
No.
standing in
Like
the
at this
doorway.
point, it's a dug canal here.
Yeah, standing in the doorway, I want to call across space to get the water to come to me.
All right. Yeah.
Just
Awesome.
open space at
Yep.
the water and here.
Sure. Let's see how that goes. Heck yeah! Choose a thing.
I'm going to say it saps my energy because it's moving a lot of stuff through.
So yeah, describe the whole scene. What does it look like? As like what do we see?
So facing into the fire, Tori makes a resonance with a staff and an amulet, and rather than being kind of invisible sensors, this time like the air vibrates in front of her and just tears open to the same space that she saw when she was dead. Like it's all the same void.
Mm-hmm.
And from behind her, there's the sound of like that similar tearing, this like cosmological tearing, and the water just goes down like a drain plug and starts spiraling out into the fire.
Cool. Awesome. And I think you're there until nightfall. Like trying to deal with because it's incredibly flammable. So you're there until nightfall and like dealing with all the small embers, making sure it's not going to just like re-catch and like get going during the night. And also you've introduced a lot of water into what was previously a dry space. So this is probably not going to remain like some of this wood's going to probably rot a bit. But on the plus side, you know, I think you just catch a glimpse of Atsis's face as you like finish the job and turn to leave.
Okay.
Because I think this is a good place. Like everyone else has like the party has split off towards home. I think that's a good place to use the end of session move. Does that?
I want to give him a very meaningful look though.
Ah, yes. Okay.
But I don't have any eyes.
Yeah, your look is very meaningful for a person with no eyes. Yeah, cool. All right. Getting weird. End of session. When you reach the end of session, you return to town more or less safely. Regain any lost hit points or spells. Then, look at your alignment. If you fulfilled that alignment at least once this session, mark XP.
Question. Does it have to be us personally or us as a party?
You personally.
Okay. No, never mind. Destroy a symbol of civilization. You did that.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Endanger yourself following the precepts of your spiritual god?
Can you give us an example?
Deliberately fighting these skeletons in a battle where I could get hurt just to figure out what they were because of knowledge.
Yep, sounds good.
I think I definitely discovered something about magical mysteries.
Yeah. And I think Ro has the weird one, don't you?
Exchange a sacrifice freely given for a service rendered.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, you made a point of doing that. So yeah, definitely get that XP.
I thought that was what that was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sacrifice. A sacrifice.
What's a sacrifice?
Yeah. I don't understand. Is this a present?
People don't give her things.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand that concept.
All right. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Skeletons.
Don't know if the skeletons were notable.
Stag. Death.
Stag, maybe.
Yeah. Mark an XP. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
Don't know if all those crystals are memorable or not, or if the horns of the stag are memorable.
I think on the way,
Because Mari would have kept those, as a side note.
if we retraced our steps, I think we would have gathered those stones.
Yeah, I think that like the stone in Turi's head, if nothing else, is memorable. So, like, yeah. Did we discover something new and fantastic?
We found out about the Cinder King.
Yeah, we spoke
So
to
much
him.
fantastic stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right, so mark an XP for that one. Did you overcome a threat to Beta or fulfill a need of its people?
I mean, we killed the skeletons.
Dunno.
They wouldn't come
Now
back and
people
fuck
can
with people.
get to the rivers that get to the wood easier.
That's true.
That's a good
I
point.
will allow that. Did you return to town bearing great riches?
No.
Magic rocks.
I
Again,
don't feel
I
like
don't
the
know if the
magic
horns
rocks
are
are
worthy or
great
not.
riches. Did you return to town broken, battered, and in need of care? I don't think you did. Cool. So that brings town's fortunes up to 0, which is like the closest it's been to positive for a while. Why can't I select it? I'm on the wrong level. There we go.
I blame the apothecary.
Yeah.
It's horrible curse.
Yeah. There we go. Plus 0. All right. Well, that was a really cool session. Very dramatic in a bunch of different ways. And I'm excited to see. Now, there is the opportunity, chat. I'm just going to let chat know right now that I'm going to put up a scheduling tweet for an impromptu session for tomorrow. So I'm going to do that while all of the lovely people are doing shout outs. Because there isn't going to be In Which We Live and Breathe. There's not going to be Click tomorrow because one of our players can't make it. So what we'll do is we'll do some shout outs. For Zach, you get to be last, but what we do is we do all of our shout outs where you can find us, and then we do a non-capitalist shout out. So have a think about that. Darren, are you okay to start us off with shout outs?
Sure. Well, I'm Darren, as I said before. You can find me on Twitter at Alchemy and Ink, and a blog at worldsofink.blogspot.com. I'm a game designer, and I'm getting ready to put out my first game called The Rivers Do Not Flow. So that's exciting. And my non-capitalist shout-out is to mindfulness. Keeping your mind in the present and not focusing too much on past events or thinking about the future, I think is really helpful and keeps you very centered and leveled.
Awesome. Cool. Alice.
Howdy. I had a lot of fun today. I'm Alice, also known as Taffcat, in various places on the interwebs. You can find me at Taffcat_ on Twitter, or patreon.com/Taffcat. I make games. My current game I'm working on a bunch is Kiss Before the World Ends. We just finished a playtest like Thursday. It's a game about communication and like maintaining relationships while the world is ending around you, and in the like spirit of communication and such. I think that's my non-capitalist shout out as well. Focus on, if you need assistance or like help or anything from anyone, don't be afraid to ask from people that are close to you, or like tons of people are out here. And even if you don't think they are, my DMs are always open. So like, and if people are like upset or want to chat, please feel free.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cammy.
I've been, and will continue to be, for all eternity, Cammy, aka Twin Cam, aka Splitted Moose. Only Splitted Moose on the internet. I don't make games. I follow Ash around mostly. Sometimes I play games on Twitch at twitch.tv/splittermoose. Sometimes I make physical things at twincamindustries.tumblr.com. Very rarely though. My non-capitalist shout out is again from the 36 Lessons of which Ash rolled earlier. So I rolled that 1d36 to learn things. And the lesson for today is Ash, break yourself down into powder and then learn to walk. Then forever walk like a god.
Yes, so good. And finally, Zach.
Yeah, so I've been Zach. It's been great fun today. You can find me here in many Twitch chats on the Mopocalypse and on my Twitter at Mopocalypse as well, where I'm occasionally tweeting about games design and the game I'm making, my Blades hack Our Lonely Worlds, which you can just follow me on Twitter if you ever want to learn about that, because I don't do anything else. And my non-capitalist shout for today is take breaks. Like, if you're getting tired, if you feel like if you've been doing too much stuff, if you're being stressed out, remember to take a break, like look after yourself, do some self-care. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. I've been Ash, your GM and host today. You can find me all over the internet at Acegiak, ACEGIAK, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon if you want to support my ongoing work and get preview access to some of the games that I'm making. I have just put out version 2.5 of In Which We Live and Breathe, which is my cyberpunk fantasy game. And I would like to remind everyone to keep a track of the things that make you feel like good and happy and calm, and have those on hand when you're feeling bad. Because I make the mistake very often of being like, I made a thing and please everyone love me for it, and it doesn't work. Even if people are like, wow, this is really cool, I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Whereas if I watch a bird video, it makes me happy. So remember that difference between what you think makes you happy and what actually does. We'll have another Splintering Wheel session tomorrow. There is a scheduling tweet up on my Twitter now. You can reply to that if you want to put your hand up to be listed in the possible cast pool. But until then, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. That was a really good session. And we will catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye!